All right, here's the male reproductive system. And a lot of the terms you need to know are going to be labeled here. And what you're going to look at is a couple things. Basically, the most important thing to know, or one of the most important things, is so the testes are the reproductive organ that produces the gametes, or the sperm in this case. And the testes, there's a lot of complex tubules that are within the testes, including seminiferous tubules and other ducts that are going to be part of the production of the sperm. Then the ducts will lead to the epididymis, which is this further ductwork and structure. And then what's going to happen is after it leaves the epididymis, it's going to enter what's called the vas deferens or ductus deferens. So this ductwork all the way here, all the way up to the prostate, it's called the vas deferens. And if you've ever heard of somebody having a vasectomy, that vas part of it has to do with the fact that the vasectomy is going to cut this or block this tube of this that's called the vas deferens. So that any sperm produced in the testes will not be able to exit the body, so that they can't have children. But it keeps everything else in place, so it's pretty safe and reversible. But that's where you get the term vas deferens or ductus deferens. After the sperm enter through the ductus deferens, they make it all the way, I'm going to move it over here, to this duct called the ejaculatory duct. And it merges at this point with another structure called the seminal vesicle. Seminal vesicle is one of 3 accessory organs that are going to be important for producing different chemicals and enzymes and buffers that will be important for allowing the sperm to survive long enough to be able to fertilize the egg in the woman. So you have the seminal vesicle here and the vas deferens. They're going to merge in this ejaculatory duct. Then that duct is going to merge with the prostatic urethra that is going to be taking urine from the urinary bladder, and the urethra is going to allow the urine to exit, but the same tube is also going to allow sperm to exit through this, and the key is the entrance is during this prostatic urethra at this point. So this ejaculatory duct, if you look really closely, is going to merge in on this. There is an additional, and this is one side, that this is the right vas deferens. It's not letting me collect it. There it is. And there'll be a right ejaculatory duct here that's just not labeled, but there's 2 of these for the 2 testes, and they'll both merge in with the seminal vesicles left and right to this prostatic urethra. Then when the urethra continues outside of the prostate, and the prostate itself actually produces, that's the second of the accessory organs, it's going to produce some secretions to help the sperm survive. And then as the urethra continues outside of the prostate, it's called the membranous urethra, in this little space between the prostate and the penis itself. And that's where the 3rd accessory organ gland is going to come in. It's called the bulbourethral gland. They look like these little bulbs, and it's right along the urethra, so the name makes sense. They're going to merge in and release some secretions into the urethra, and then the urethra is going to continue through the penis. When the urethra is through the penis itself, it's going to be called spongy urethra. I'm going to zoom this back out, sorry. It's going to be called spongy urethra, and the reason is that it is going to be within what's called the corpus spongiosum. I apologize. Corpus spongiosum. The other 2 are called cavernosa. So it's called the spongy urethra. If you just tell me urethra for any of these, you get partial credit, but I want you to tell me which section it is. So you have the spongy urethra within the corpus spongiosum, which I should be highlighting. No, come on. Here. There it is, corpus spongiosum. I'll have another image where I show that a little clearer, but I wanted to keep it invisible. Actually, it's pretty clear. Corpus spongiosum here. And that is going to allow the both the urine to exit, but also the sperm to exit through the penis. And then there's going to be two accessory other erectile tissues called the corpora cavernosa. Corpora is just the plural for corpus. You have the left corpus cavernosa and the right corpus cavernosa, and those two can fill with blood to become erectile tissues. The way I remember is the spongiosum, because it is containing the spongy urethra, and even when it's filled with blood, the semen has to be able to go through. It is spongier, so it's not quite as erect. So that's where you remember this is the spongiosum. The other two are the cavernosa. So all the tubes that connect from the testes all the way to the exit, know all the path, know the three accessory glands, and then know the structures that are important for the external structure of the penis.